Okay, so we got the Colts. The Colts are definitely a team that a lot of people don't really pay homage to, don't know respect to them, even though they do have stars like all over the field. Not all over, but most of the field. They got some guy that's impactful to the league. Definitely is a sleeper team for making playoffs. I feel like a lot of people are kind of looking at this Colts team as an underdog again, and rightfully so. A lot of these guys people just don't know of. They've definitely turned themselves into a team that um, always is going to be a challenge for people just because they don't see their film study as much. Definitely a team that can rebuild and build into a pretty good playoff team. They got their quarterback of the future. I really believe in that. And yeah, I mean, overall, it's kind of just where they go from here, their scheduling, and the willingness for them to want to win. So the Colts, they were 9-8 last year. They were close to the playoffs. They lost to the Texans for that divisional spot for them to win the AFC South. So they were really close. They were 4-5 at home, 5-3 away, 3-3 in the division. Scored 396 points, gave up 415 of them. They were 20th in passing yards with 215.6. They were 10th in rushing with 121.1. 11th in points for with 23.3, but 28th in points against with 24.4. Gave up too many points, even though this defense is low key pretty good, actually. Um, yeah, I mean, honestly, we just got to look at the rosters, and yeah, I mean, there's some really good things going on, and honestly, they have one of the best offensive lines in football. Look at the Colts offensive line as a start. They are definitely top five best offensive line in football, which is why Anthony Richardson's injury comeback will be a lot easier than most guys in this position. But they have one of the most stable, the greatest foundation, really. Just some of the most ferocious blockers up there. So you're looking at left tackle. You got Raymond to start. He was an honorable mention on the list for left tackles. Um, Young, experienced, definitely a great pass protector. Definitely a guy you want on the team. So great start to it. They have the best left guard in football at number one, Quentin Nelson. I mean, he pancake blocks everybody. Yeah, no one wants to go up against that guy. Agile, fast, athletic for his size. At the center position, Ryan Kelly. I mean, he's ranked number seven. So overall, a very good center, very reliable. Definitely has helped, I think, in Anthony Richardson's growth, and he will continue to do so. A great blocker as well, obviously. Very agile. At the right guard, you got Will Freeze. He's an honorable mention. He's another guy that had a great year. It's a team that really did not give up many sacks at all. So, again, great blocking up front. It's fantastic with right tackle Braden Smith to close it out. He was number nine on the list for right tackles. So yeah, you look at that. It's fantastic. It's like a brick wall when you're going up against this team. So they can score points definitely. And you're looking at what they have. First of all, they got Anthony Richardson, who is needs to stay healthy. He's still young. He had a rookie season last year. I think he's dangerous. I think he looks like a better version of Lamar in a way. Like I think he's fast. I think he's got an arm. I just think he's got a better arm in terms of his potential. In terms of Lamar's potential and his potential, I just believe he can definitely grow into a better player, in my opinion. I just feel like he's got the foundations, the intangibles, the tools to be clutch, and I believe that he can do so. I think he could definitely be a really good QB. Yeah, when looking at it, the running back is Jonathan Taylor. He needs to stay healthy. That's the first thing. He needs to stay healthy. Honorable mention. Um, I mean, he could have been top 10 if he stayed healthy, but again, that's what they need. So Jonathan Taylor, though, is still dangerous when he's healthy. When he stays that way, it's crazy how great they can be. The receiving core is young and very fast, and honestly, very entertaining to watch. Michael Pittman Jr. He was an honorable mention for his receiving list there. He's a great guy. Got 1,000 plus yards. Definitely a guy that you want on your team. Definitely a long, lanky guy. Strong, definitely. A lot of people don't pay attention to the strength that he has, but strong receiver for sure. Josh Downs, he's honestly a young star. Definitely young, and he does have the ability of being a superstar. Definitely was super valuable to the team that won games last year without Anthony Richardson. They definitely were looking towards him to make some big plays. He did so, and I think that's going to be super great for him. And how about the draft pick of Adonai Mitchell? Speed, definitely is going to be a yak kind of guy. Definitely a guy that's going to get tutties. Just overall, yeah, speed, man. This is the definition of this team. And I mean, they're going to score a lot of points, honestly, with what they got here. I definitely believe they can be one of the highest scoring teams if healthy. At the defensive side of the football, got a 4-3 base defense there. Um, Start with Quiddy Pay at the end. It's time for him to shine. I know he's got flashes of some greatness there. I know he's still young, but it's time for him to step up, and it's time for him to start showcasing what he's really about. He can really be a stud in the NFL. At the D tackles, I mean, I think they got a great interior. DeForest Buckner was number 3 on the D tackle list. Does everything so well. Tackle machine. The fact that he's 6'7" at D tackle is crazy. Grover Stewart, he is consistency, and he is a factor. He's a honestly, I think he's like a hidden factor for the defense. I think they're gonna need Grover Stewart, his run stoppability. Him and Buckner together, I think, could be fantastic for this defense. And then you got Tyquan Lewis. He's just gonna do whatever they need to help with the development and the growth of Latu. Honestly, I think Latu will eventually become that D end with Quiddy, but as of right now, they're going to put that veteran in there. Obviously, Latu will definitely um, take his place. And I do believe that D end area, if Quiddy can step up, can be nasty. At the linebackers, you got EJ Speed at the outside. I mean, he's an honorable mention guy. Definitely a guy that no one really knows about, talks about, but definitely a playmaker. Zaire Franklin, honorable mention, middle linebacker. I mean, led the league in tackles, tackle machine, dude. Definitely effective for them. And then that other outside, Alubi, who is a question mark. He hasn't really played much, so what will he do? Will he be effective? Will time only tell. With the corners, you do have Juju Brents, who's young, and he is, I think, going to be reliable. He's got some upside to him. He's just got to play more games and gain more experience with the time. On the other side, Jalen Jones, another young guy. They just drafted him last year. I think he's got some learning curves to go through, but overall, he's a young guy that can still learn because their nickelback's going to be Kenny Moore the second, um, who honestly was um, definitely, I'd say it was tough not to put him in a top 10 list just because he does things so well, dude. He is a leader. He is a guy that you want on your team. And yeah, him, along with all of these young guys, they'll learn a lot from him. And I think they'll get even better with time because of Kenny Moore's impact. With the safeties, you got Cross, who's young and inexperienced, but I think Cross can definitely be a really potential star in the league. And playing alongside him in the strong safety, Julian Blackman, who honestly does have potential to be a top 10 member in the list of the strong safeties. So, um, just great fundamental type players that again don't get recognition. Some leadership in there for young guys. Kicker Matt Gay, who's number 8, so not bad kicker. Had 85 plus percent for field goal percentage this year. Rigoberto Sanchez, pretty good punter. And their kick returner being Flowers, question mark, hasn't really returned much. So we'll see how it goes. Overall, this team does not look that bad. They just have some growing pains to go through, and you know they will be tested this year. But if they stay healthy, this team can be very entertaining to watch. So the Colts schedule, man. Green arrows mean wins. Um, yeah, it's gonna be a tough test. Definitely, I think it'll be a tough test for such a young and inexperienced team. So, with that said, like I said, they have a bright future and they can be pretty pretty formidable foes in the future. 4 teams, I think they can cause a lot of headaches. 2 teams on Sundays, and I think they can start doing it by doing it now, and continue to grow and continue to be a team that people want to watch out for and people want to look at and want to watch on prime time eventually. But you're looking at the Colts. They're going to start the season. I think they'll beat Houston. I think Houston's got to get their chemistry back. I believe Indianapolis will sneak and get a win there, especially in Indianapolis. They'll lose to Green Bay at Green Bay. They will go play Chicago in Indianapolis. I think the Bears will get them. Then they'll play the Steelers in Indianapolis. They will also lose there. Go to Jacksonville, lose as well. So it's not a great start, but they'll get wins, and they'll win at Tennessee. Go play Miami and Indy, and they'll lose that game. After they'll go back to Houston, they'll lose that game. They will beat Minnesota in Minnesota. They will lose to Buffalo. They'll lose to the Jets and the Lions. Just I just feel like they're just more established. Been there before, done that before, so they'll get it done. Play the Patriots. They will definitely beat the Patriots. Um, have the bye, beat the Broncos, beat the Titans, lose to the Giants, and then close it out and beat the Jaguars. So their record's gonna be 7-10. I know it's uh, that they're two games that they're not winning. There's two more games they're not winning, but overall, like this is a team that again is growing. They're young. They're just trying to develop themselves and build a culture. 7-10 isn't bad, man. This isn't a 4-13 team. This isn't a 2-15 team. This is a 7-10 team. They're in the middle of the pack. I think they got some stuff they got to work on, but this is a team that can be dangerous in the future.